Hello everybody and welcome back to Adventures in Collecting Premium Toyetic Event. Double feature, that's right. This week is a special edition of Premium Toyetic Event as we are covering both AEW Full Gear and we are covering WWE Survivor Series. So two blockbuster premium live events, 2 weeks in a row. What better time to recap those events than right now? But first, a little bit of housekeeping. So, up first in this little bit of housekeeping is our giveaway. So, two things happening. One, our December giveaway is launching very, very soon. As always, that is what we like to refer to as a holiday in a box. So we're still packing said very large box and figuring exactly how much we can fit in there. So stay tuned on that, but it will be a lot of stuff. There will be things from all of the brands that kind of we love and the community loves. So Marvel Legends, WWE, AEW, all sorts of fun things in there. So definitely stay tuned for that. But secondly, our toy drive. So our Toys for Tots toy drive is still going on. If you have been listening to the pod, we have talked about it ad nauseum, but as we do every year, we partnered with our friends at Chubsy Wubsy Toys in Little Falls, New Jersey. Awesome mom and pop toy store. And we are doing a Toys for Tots drive with them. And we're making it really easy for you to donate. So you don't have to go find a box. You don't have to go outside. All you have to do is visit our Instagram page, so that's at AIC_podcast. We have a pinned post that has all of the instructions on how you can donate, and the kicker is we have combined the donation with a giveaway. We are giving away a made-to-order HasLab Marvel Legends Giant Man. So one lucky donor who follows the instructions in that Instagram post will win a Giant Man. So you have until December 12th, so clock is ticking to get in on that donation, help make the holidays special for kids in need, and also potentially win yourself a Giant Man. And then the other piece of housekeeping is, of course, why we're here today. So Premium Toyetic Event, if this is your first Premium Toyetic Event, what we are going to do is we are going to break down AEW Full Gear and WWE Survivor Series in this case, and we're not going to talk about the matches. We're not going to talk about who won, who lost, who debuted. We are going to talk about who we feel is the most toyetic from each of those events. Dave and I will both pick two athletes from AEW and WWE, and we will pitch you and our friends at Jazwares and Mattel on why we think those four athletes need action figures, whether it's a Jazwares Supreme and an Unmatched, an Unrivaled, or a Mattel WWE main event, a Elite, or an Ultimate. We will make the pitch as to why we feel those athletes were the most toyetic from that event. So I think that clears up all of the housekeeping, gets everybody up to speed on what's going on in the world of Adventures in Collecting, and as we get ready for our next guest and then our holiday episode, which is coming faster than I realized, let's dive into this PTA. So Premium Toyetic Event, Dave, kick it off with your first pick. We are going to start with AEW Full Gear. Dave, go ahead.
All right, so my first pick from AEW Full Gear is going to be the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher. I've been calling for a Kyle Fletcher figure for a while now, all the way back to Supercard of Honor. Was at that show and Kyle Fletcher put on a phenomenal match, and the Kyle Fletcher Will Ospreay match from Full Gear was no exception. Both times he's come out in all white gear, but I think the entrance kind of aspect to it with the crown and the cape and the tearaway pants, I think would also be awfully toyetic, incredibly toyetic. So with a monumental win like this, let's give the protostar Kyle Fletcher an AEW figure from Jazwares.
All right, so on to my first pick for Full Gear. My first pick is I guess we'll say a talent that has only had one action figure thus far. And it was a long time ago. And it was when Jakks Pacific was producing bone-crunching action wrestling figures for the WWF at the time. And now he had an incredible night. At least his family members had an incredible night at AEW Full Gear. My first pick is Don Callis. So that's right, Don Callis, very storied career, has only had one action figure, and you know the Don Callis family in AEW is one of the more prominent factions. And the great news is Don Callis has pretty much looked the same the entire time he's been in AEW. So, you know, put Don Callis in a nice suit and a fancy pair of shoes. Fancy pair of shoes. And you have a Don Callis action figure that could go with Kenny Omega during his awesome heel run a couple years ago, or like I said, as just the leader of the Don Callis family. So he can go with your brand new Takeshita figure, partner up with that real nice. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else there is to be said. We already have a great roster of announcers and ringside crew, so you can take your picture with Don Callis sitting next to Tony Schiavone, giving him, you know, heartburn, or in your display with like I said, with that brand new Takeshita ringside exclusive. By the way, use code AIC to save 10% off your order at ringside on that ringside exclusive Takeshita. But yeah, that's my first pick. Don Callis.
My second choice for AEW Full Gear is going to go back to, you know, it's a moment we heard from the media scrum, which if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you can check it out in the link below or somewhere on the channel. Make sure you subscribe so you can see all these really cool videos. But I think, you know, to quote MVP, or to paraphrase MVP, I love it, make it happen. I think we've got to go with the almighty Bobby Lashley, his first AEW figure from Jazwares. It was great gear. It's got a new, like, entrance kind of, I'll say, vest. But I'm actually going to kind of give a bonus here, and we're going to go out of the ring. I mean, let's get a 3-pack of the Hurt Syndicate in suits. You know, I mean, it's a great, the best dressed wrestlers in all of professional wrestling, I think. I wish I could look as cool in a suit as the Hurt Syndicate does. If I did, I'd probably be more excited about wearing them at formal occasions. But, you know, every occasion is formal for the Hurt Syndicate. Because they are formally going to kick your butt. So let that be a lesson. But yeah, I'm going Bobby Lashley for my second figure. And, you know, we'll throw a little bonus 3-pack in there of the Hurt Syndicate in press scrum, media scrum, suit gear. So that way you can get some Hurt Syndicate promos out there too for your figure feds. And that is my second pick for Full Gear.
And for my second pick in AEW Full Gear, we are going straight to the main event. We are going to the last match, to somebody who has had a lot of action figures, with, you know, head sculpts and paint apps that maybe are hit or miss sometimes. But, you know, we have had some really good figures of this storied athlete. But now he is on a crazy heel run. He's carrying around a briefcase, and he is bald. So he is perfectly clean shaven up there. I of course am talking about Death Rider's leader, Jon Moxley. So Mox has had, like I said, an amazing career. He's had a lot of action figures, both from Mattel and Jazwares so far. But we got to get that noggin updated. If you follow us on social media, you'll see that I have taken some pictures of Moxley lately and recently, and every time I have to Photoshop him bald. It's very frustrating. But yeah, so that's my basically my pitch. Give us another Jon Moxley figure. We got most of it done. You know, from the neck down is reuse. Give him some redeco, maybe a new Death Riders screen printed soft goods top or hoodie. Give him the briefcase, because we assume that the title is in the briefcase, but yeah, so an easy one. Give us a redeco Jon Moxley body with a new mean looking face head sculpt that's bald. So Dan, that's an easy one for you, buddy. Yeah, so that's my second pick for AEW Full Gear. And with that, we are going to transition. So a week later, a week removed from AEW Full Gear, takes us to Vancouver and WWE Survivor Series War Games. So yeah, it's from AEW to WWE. Dave, let us hear your first pick for the WWE Survivor Series War Games.
Wow, what a 2-week span it's been, because we also have Survivor Series. That's right, WWE Survivor Series. And my first pick is going to be from, actually both of my picks are going to be from the main event, the Men's Survivor Series match. Now, the new Bloodline looked really cool in the all black, kind of the black on black gear. I don't know how it's going to come across on a toy, though. So I don't think it's going to be as toyetic as it looked in the ring. It looked really cool in the ring, but I don't know if it's going to come across well on a figure. However, somebody who is going to come across well on a figure is going to be main event Jey Uso. He had the really cool, everybody on the OG Bloodline team had really cool red and black gear, but Jay with the sunglasses and his vest, his entrance vest, the red and black pants, mostly red with the black pockets and other detailing on it. Hey, if there's anybody who's really toyetic in WWE and really super hot in WWE right now, it is main event Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso, my first pick. Let's get that Mattel figure out there. Or another Mattel figure out there for main event Jey Uso.
All right, my first pick, first match of the evening, the Women's War Games match. We have what might be, and I'm just throwing this out there, what might be the most toyetic WWE superstar look in a long time. And that is from somebody who is already a very toyetic athlete. We've got a bunch of elites for her already. They just announced an elite from Elimination Chamber. We've got that ultimate that is yet to come out. That's coming with the scale ring. But you know what? Let's double down. Everybody loves Mommy. Mommy is always on top. Rhea Ripley with this insane mask and entrance gear and just her ring gear and the flames and the black and the red and the devil worshipping goat skull mask, ram skull mask. It was unbelievable. And then she takes it off and she has crazy makeup on underneath it. She looked like $1 million. It was an amazing look for her. Her character development is just insane. Not to mention she's super talented. I mean, Rhea Ripley is going to go down as one of, if not the best female women's wrestlers of all time. She is just out of this world, magnetic, and her look was gorgeous. It was awesome. It was so toyetic. I think it could probably be pulled off with an Elite, but probably deserves an Ultimate. There's just so much deco between the tattoos, between the flame detailing on her, obviously the mask. I don't know if you'd want to do a mask or two heads. I don't know sculpting wise what would probably be better. Bill, Magic, Steve, that's for you guys to figure out. But I think as soon as you guys saw this too, you must have bells, whistles, alarms, everything going off in your head. So I think it goes without saying that probably the most toyetic look for her thus far in her career, and one of, if not the most toyetic looks for the evening. I think my second pick is right up there with her, but before you hear that, I'm going to hand it back over to Dave, and he is going to give you his second pick for Survivor Series. Dave?
My second pick also comes from the main event, the men's Survivor Series match, and this one should come as little surprise as possible. Hey, new shirt, new trunks, new kick pads, had that kind of red and black and white camo look to go with the OG bloodline, but still be kind of different in his new merch shirt. Of course, I'm talking about CM Punk. Hey, it's been a while. Let's get a ton of Punk figures out there. He's doing some of the best, his best WWE work now. Really looking forward to what this means for the future of this ever-evolving, ever-continuing, ever-awesome bloodline story. CM Punk now involved. And hey, he was part of the team. He matched the team. He had the red and black and white on. It was in camo, so not just the straight red and black like everybody else on the team, but you also get that new merch shirt out there on the CM Punk figure. So CM Punk figure number 2.
All right. So I guess it ends with me here. My second pick is my favorite wrestler of all time. For those who have been following the show for a while, this superstar kind of got me back into wrestling. I just found him absolutely magnetic. Again, somebody who has had just amazing character development. If you have not read his book, King of Strong Style, I highly recommend it. Awesome autobiography. That probably gave it away. But I am talking about, for my second pick, we're going to talk about Shinsuke Nakamura. So Shinsuke, been out of action for a little bit, off TV at least. His first match back since April was the SmackDown before Survivor Series, and we saw him kind of debut with this new look, a little bit of a tweaked version of his theme song, and it was just a appetizer for what was to come during Survivor Series. So we went from I believe his theme song's called The Rising Sun. I'm not entirely sure. You all know it if you watch wrestling. So we got that thematic music carrying through to his new sort of reveal on SmackDown, and then Survivor Series we got the whole shebang. So the theme is dark. It's evocative of like those feudal Japanese samurai themes, and it's the sound of it. It's just dark and spooky, and then out walks this demon samurai version of Shinsuke, and it's just perfect. What an amazing development for him. And yeah, I mean, he comes out, he's got the amazing 2-part samurai helmet, he's got the long robes, he's got this new ring gear that's almost like a goth samurai. It's so good. The big pants, the face makeup, the like all twisted, messed up like face makeup that he's got on. And then, he wins clean on LA Knight. Granted that, with the War Games setup, he was able to drop him on his head in the middle of the rings on that kind of that metal sheet. But hey, it's legal because it's War Games. War Games! So, he wins clean without the mist. But, he did use black mist at SmackDown the night before. So we know with the upcoming release of or I'm sorry, the past release of Goldberg, right? The Ultimate Goldberg, we have that kind of mist effect. You know, a lot of athletes over time have used the mist. His is like a black mist, as opposed to you know, some of the other blue and green mists that we've seen. But another Ultimate Edition Shinsuke to include all of this. He was an early Ultimate, you know, in his kind of all red getup. So I would love to see a new Ultimate Edition Shinsuke Nakamura with all of the accoutrement, and I know Bill loves himself some Nakamura. So I'm really hoping that this version of Shinsuke finds his way into the line, and also, you know, gives us the U.S. title. I'm excited to see what he does with it. You know, LA Knight had the LA Knight logo print all over it, so I'm really hoping that Shinsuke does something cool with it, and they can get that, you know, into the release of the figure as well. But his face, his expressions are so crazy all the time. You know, so I would love to see what Bill and Magic and Steve can pull off there with another Shinsuke Nakamura Ultimate Edition. And there we go, folks. That wraps it up. Your double feature of Premium Toyetic Event. We will be back next time there is a WWE or an AEW PLE. So I think the next one, my brain is soup, so I don't know when the next one is, and I didn't look it up beforehand. So the next PLE, though, when you see it on TV, you can expect that we'll be at you with a new edition of Premium Toyetic Event here on the Adventures in Collecting podcast. Make sure, if you're watching us here on YouTube, that you hit that subscribe button down there, so that way you don't miss it when we post new videos. And while you're liking and subscribing to things, go ahead and follow us at AIC_podcast on Instagram, on X, on TikTok, where we're constantly posting toy news, deals, availability, anything and everything that we think would help out the community, especially during now, you know, the Black Fridays, the Cyber Mondays, all the holiday shopping. We make sure that we collect kind of the best deals. We've got discount codes at places, like I mentioned, Ringside, code AIC. We've got code AIC Pod over on Entertainment Earth, which gets you 10% off of in-stock things, as well as free shipping, I think. But all that information is on our Instagram. That's kind of like our home base. So follow us there, or, you know, hit the link in the description or the notes below, which will take you to our website, and you can find links to all the things that I just mentioned, as well as all of our past episodes. And definitely enjoy those. We've had some really great interviews recently. If you're really into wrestling, the episode before this was with Jazwares packaging designer, senior director of packaging, Chris Metzger, and he designs the AEW and Ring of Honor boxes. So definitely listen to that. But with that, I think it's time to say goodbye. And as always, until next time.